This is the REVR V5 Pro Off-Road Edition. I'm Wyoming Rider, and I review electric bikes and other electric vehicles in the most rural state in the country. So come along with me on a new adventure. And now for the unboxing. The box came in good condition, cut off the straps, packed nicely inside. Now let's go ahead and get those handlebars on. Slight amount of damage on the throttle, but it works just fine. And this here is the 48 volt, 18 amp hour battery. Now we're going to remove that packing axle and go ahead and get the front fender installed. And next, the front wheel with the through axle. Makes it nice and easy to install. Now we're going to install that rear fender and the headlight. Overall, a easy unboxing experience. Alright, so let's go over the specs and features of the REVR V5 Pro Off-Road. First thing I want to point out is the beautiful paint job. Mine came in the black camo version. There's also a sand camo version of this off-road edition. And there's also a regular non-off-road edition. I know there is a blue version of it, and it's really gorgeous as well. Next, I want to point out, I love this paint job and the beautiful framework. Very, very gorgeous. I really love these panels, and these are metal. Do you believe that's probably aluminum? And it, of course, has this nice big squishy seat, which I love. Next, I'll talk about the tires here. These are 20 by 4-inch wheels, and these are Kenda branded, and I do believe these look like the Crusade tires. So if you hear me calling them, that's because that's what they look like, even though I don't see it on there, because they have that same awesome aggressive tread pattern, which makes them a lot better for the dirt and the gravel. And it does have this nice little reflective strip on the side as well. Next thing I want to point out, it does have Zoom branded hydraulic brakes, and it looks like 2 piston hydraulic brakes down here, and it was paired with 160 millimeter rotors. I do wish they were 180s, but these do look fairly thick, so I think they'll get the job done. Next, I want to say this bike weighs 87 pounds, so it's on the lighter side, which is a good thing, especially for one of these scrambler style bikes. But it has a payload capacity of 264.5 pounds. And this is a class 3 bike, so it should do a max speed of 28 miles an hour. But we'll get to that part in a minute, because I've heard some people that got these and they were 20, so I'm going to show you how to unlock that. Next, we'll talk about the battery here. This has a 48 volt, 18 amp hour battery for a total of 960 watt hours of energy. So this battery does have a lock. I don't have the key on me at the moment, but yeah, you can lock this, you can pull the battery off, and if you go around to the other side, it does have a on and off switch and a charging port here. So you can charge it on or off of the bike. And this does have a 750 watt motor. Not exactly sure of the peak power, but I want to say it's probably around 1,000 watts. And it also has a 7-speed turning derailleur in the back here, and I do believe that's the 14 to 28 tooth sprockets on it, and a fairly small chainring in the front. I'm not sure the exact size. Those are pedaled with these really nice metal pedals, though. These are not your standard wheel goes, or almost. These are a little flatter, a little wider. I really like them. Very nice job on those. We do have non-adjustable suspension forks on the front. You can see both sides there. And then we'll go back to the rear ones, and it does have these coil shocks in the back, and these have 350-pound springs on them. And like I said, there is 2 of them, one on each side. So this is a full suspension bike. It does have plastic fenders, and I like plastic fenders. And I really love the way they attach the rear one, because you got a screw point down here, and it's kind of adjustable there, but it also has a mount in the back and one in the middle, so it makes it really good and sturdy. That fender's not going anywhere. And here's what your tail light looks like, and we'll take a better look at that at night, as well as here's your headlight. Very nice big headlight. I did mount mine pretty high on there. I think normally you put it about there, but I like mine up nice and high because you can see it better on the road at night. This does have a standard cadence sensor, so just keep that in mind. But on this style of bike, yeah, that's all you're probably going to need anyway, because this isn't really a pedal bike. We'll come up here to the cockpit, and the mirror did not come on there. I added that myself. It has these like ergonomic style grips on it. You see on a lot of these bikes, and those usually generally work pretty good. And I'll take you over to the throttle side, the same grip here, and it did get a slight amount of damage on my throttle there, but it doesn't appear to interfere with the working operation of it, so it's fine. And of course, here's your 7-speed Shimano shifter for that turning derailleur. And we also have a bell. And it does have a nice control panel that does light up in the dark. Really like that. And we're going to go ahead and hold down the power button, turn it on here, and then I'll go through the display setting. All right, I found a shady area. We could take it down here so I can go through these display settings with you. Anyway, as you hit the power button, it will go from the odometer. It goes to like a trip meter for the miles, and I do believe this trip meter resets every time the bike turns off and turns back on. Hit it again, it gives you the thing I love the most, and that is your voltage. See, right now we're sitting at 47.8 volts, so we're not on a full charge. If we do it again, it tells you how long that the bike's been on, and the next one does give you the amperage. So here, let's put it up in 5, and I'll show you what it does. I'll move the camera back a little bit. And since there's no load, it's not going to use much, but you get the idea. And if you hit it again, we're back to the odometer. It does have a past 0, so if you put it in that, you hit the throttle, nothing's going to happen. Keeps you from whiskey throttling and having the bike take off on you. And I went ahead and I locked this bike because I want to show you how to unlock it. So I've heard some of these do, and they may not be the off-roads. I think maybe come already to 28. It doesn't do you any good, I've learned, to put it beyond 28 either. So, but if you hit the plus and minus over here on the control panel, it's going to take you to the P settings. And there's a couple of them to note here, like one is for your backlight, and that's of course for the mile an hour on T. That's for your battery voltage. I think this may be the timeout, probably what that is. Let it sit too long. Let's go back in there. Not sure what some of these other ones do, but the other important one, 6 here, is important. That is your wheel size. If your speedometer does happen to be off, mine is already set to 23, so it seems to be spot on. So really good job there. Man, it really does not like staying in there very long. Anyway, let's go on to 8. That's the other important one. 8 is your speed limit, and some of them do come locked to 20 like this, so just simply go to that. And I'm talking too much and it won't stay in there long enough for me. Go back in there anyway. You just hit the plus. Go ahead and set this up to 28, or actually I'm gonna maybe do a couple over. It's not going to do any good to go beyond that because it doesn't save. There you go. Hit plus and minus again, and that will save. Or you can just sit there and wait and it'll save as well. Why don't you do that, because this bike does lean over pretty far. You'll see it goes up to 28.6. So no matter what you set up beyond that, that's as far as it's going to go. So this is a Class 3 e-bike, and that's what it does. All right, one other thing I wanted to go through here. Here's the box of accessories you get. First, you get the owner's manual, and that does show you the other color you can get on this bike. That looks really good too. Yeah, but you get some reflectors and some of the extra little sub protectors, and you also have these optional foot pegs, which really nice metal ones, good quality. So you can put those on there if you want to. I'm not really going to need them, so I'm just going to leave them off for now. And this is just the packing axle, so don't worry about that. The other really nice thing to give you is this awesome toolkit with a REVR on it. Really like these cloth ones like this. Is really nice. Get all the tools you need to assemble it with. So yeah, really nice. And it just rolls up. Awesome. I like those little toolkits. Now let me give you my thoughts so far on the REVR V5 Pro. Let's go through the positive and negatives. I'll start with the negatives. There's only one I experienced so far, and that was those letters on the battery falling off. Some will see this as a positive, as it makes debadging the bike a breeze. I did let REVR know, and they are sending me some new replacement lettering. That leads to the positive so far with this bike. So far my experience with the customer service has been great, and that's always a huge plus. Second, I really love the way this bike looks. I love the awesome paint job. I love the design of the frame. It truly is an awesome looking bike, and I really love those camo panels on the side. And next, I love the way the headlight looks. It should be nice bright headlight for night riding. I also love the pedals that come with this bike. They are great quality for a budget friendly bike like this. Also love the display and the light up control panel. And of course, I love that big squishy seat. That's the main reason I love these scrambler style bikes. I know the style of bike isn't for everyone, but I really prefer the style of bike over all others. And this bike is currently priced at $999, making it a great deal for the money. So if you're interested in the REVR V5 Pro or any of the other REVR bikes, please check out my link in the description below, and I'll also include any discount codes I may have. Please stay tuned for the second video where I'll take you through all the normal tests, a hill climb, speed test, off-roading, range, and night riding. Thank you so much for coming along on today's adventure, and stay tuned for the second half of this review of the REVR V5 Pro. I also have more videos and reviews to come. Please like, subscribe, and share this video with others, and I'll see you in the next one.